What's up, Bama Nation? What's going on? What's happening? I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith. Touchdown, Alabama magazine, bringing this to you here from the home location on this evening. I know we mentioned before that we were trying to have the show in Tuscaloosa, not Tuscaloosa, but Birmingham on Wednesday, but due to the cold atmosphere, the cold weather still in full force, in full fray here. We're doing this once again from the home location right here in T-Town. So as always, be sure to drop in with your comments. We're taking all of your comments, all of your thoughts, all of your concerns right here on the show. Hopefully all of you are being safe out there on the roads, driving, getting from point A to point B. We've had some snow, some ice, just some crazy weather. Welcome to the South. Welcome to Alabama. But you're rocking and rolling right here, in my own words, hottest show in the streets for your Alabama football content. We appreciate you guys. Yours truly, Stephen M. Smith. Go ahead, tap the like button, get inside the action, hit the subscribe button, let the comments flow. Daily Super Chat go, $100 daily Super chat going, $100 right there. We're getting into so much here on tonight, Alabama football, despite all that's happening, despite the whirlwind of stuff that's going on. Kalen DeBoer, as the new head coach, his staff, trying to get everything together so that way, when we see the Crimson Tide in spring ball coming up here March, April, we can see something that gets us very excited despite the transfers that have happened and all the stuff along with that. So we're going to get into some of your comments right now to open up the show. Shout a few of you guys out as my man Jeremiah Taylor writing in Roll Tide. Appreciate that going from Jeremiah Taylor. Getting us started here. We got J-Dog67 with all of this just going to galvanize the players. We still got Jalen Roll Tide Roll. Absolutely. Jalen Milroe, team captain, still on the team. You still got so many players bought into Kalen DeBoer's vision and what he's got here for the program. And Marquise Mays, former Alabama wide receiver, former two-time BCS national champion, 2009 and 2011. He said it best. Let's focus on the players that are here. You can't do anything about the players that hit the transfer portal. That was their choice. Let's focus on the guys that are here. We got my man Jimmy Cash Clay right now with the Roll Tide Roll. Appreciate that from Jimmy. Thanks to Jimmy writing that in there. Jeremiah Taylor writes back in, I thought this team told us they were so tight-knit. Well, Jeremiah, we are figuring out, even though the retirement of Nick Saban was shocking to some, even though the retirement of Nick Saban was stunning for some, the retirement has taught us something. Who's really bought into Bama for the program and who was just bought in for Coach Saban and NIL. The retirement of Coach Saban has taught us something. Who was here for the culture of the program for real and who was just here just for the NIL purposes. The retirement of Coach Saban has opened up eyes for a lot of things. Monica Petaway writing in, what's up, Bama Nation? What's up to you, Monica? Happy to have you in here. Once again, normally on a Wednesday, I would be in studio. I would be taking phone calls. But because of the crazy weather, the inclement weather, we've had snow, we've had ice, we've had so much stuff going on. So not in studio. I'm from the home location here in Tuscaloosa. But hopefully Friday, God willing Friday, I'll be back in the studio with all of you, taking those phone calls and what have you. But appreciate you guys rocking with me here. My man D. Pickett checking in. D. Pickett. Bama fans need to give the guys staying a chance. Some of them acting like the sky is falling because guys at the portal, do what you can with what you have. 100% D. Pickett, I agree. Like Marquise Mays talked about, let's give the focus, let's give the kudos to the guys that are here, to the guys that have remained with the program. Timothy Davis giving us that Roll Tide till he dies. Appreciate that from Timothy Davis coming in here on the show. Jeremy Sanders writing in, Sweet Home Alabama. Roll Tide, let's roll. Appreciate that from Jeremy Sanders. Aaron Bell writes in, is Lank still a thing, y'all? Jalen Milroe still here, and he's one of the co-founders of Lank. So if Jalen Milroe is still here, Lank is still a thing. The other co-founder, yes, Terrion Arnold pursuing the NFL draft. Kudos to him. Proud of him. But the other half of Lank, Jalen Milroe, still here. So yes, that is still a thing. That is still a thing here. We got Charles, hold on. Not Charles. We got Chad Kennedy writing in. Chad says, everyone needs to show up for A-Day to show we appreciate the ones who stayed. Chad, I couldn't agree with that more. You need to show up and show out for the A-Day game, supporting the guys that are remaining true and loyal to the program. Show up, show out, pack out Bryant Denny for those players and those coaches that said yes to Bama. Yes to the culture. Yes to the history. Yes to what it means to have that scripted A, put on you. So for the fan base, be inside of Brian Denny, packed out here for the program. Appreciate you guys. We got Ryan Gunn writing in. All this turmoil sucks right now, but it will not last forever. Roll Tide. Ryan, good point. The turmoil sucks. People going to the portal sucks. Losing T-Rob to Georgia sucks. It's not a pretty sight, but it will not last. I look at it like this. The portal has taken some away, but the portal also gives. On April 15th, that portal opens wide back up in spring. And so, Kalen DeBoer, yes, he's lost some guys to the portal. But when that thing opens back up big time on April 15th, he can snatch some folks back. He can snatch some folks from that portal. So, yes, it's a difficult time right now if you're an Alabama fan. But it's not going to last forever. It's not. So, good point right there coming from Aaron Gunn there. We got Jeremy Sanders writing back in. The only direction is forward, RTR. Yes, the only direction is up. You got to go up from here. Kalen DeBoer's hiring him a staff. He's bringing in some guys with SEC ties that can stomp down recruit. He's doing his part, and the players that see the vision, they're rocking with it, those who are staying. And even the coaches that have been retained from the Nick Saban era, they see DeBoer's vision, and they're rocking with it. So you go with what you have. Roll Tide and rise up, riding with the Roll Tide family. Roll Tide to you. Roll Tide and rise up. Appreciate you. We got Monica Petaway, and we got my man Anthony writing in Lank for Life. Lank Part 2 from Monica Petaway and Lank for Life from Anthony. So the Lank still living on there. Monica Petaway writes in, what's up, Stephen? Monica, I'm doing well. It's been a whirlwind for me, keeping all of you up to date on the information going on, but I'm doing the very best here that I possibly can. So it is going to be something. Let's see here. GT18, keep the faith and Roll Tide. Absolutely, GT. Jeremy Sanders, Steven said he ain't ice skating to work. Jeremy not doing that, man. Did some ice skating with the family back in December at the skating rink, but I am not ice skating to work on the ice out on the road. Not doing that. So keeping you guys informed from the home location here in Tuscaloosa. And I'm so grateful for all of you guys rocking with me here. Now, once again, God willing, Friday, we're still on schedule to be back in studio on Friday in the Birmingham area, still giving you guys your Crimson Tide information. So yes, can't take phone calls from the home location, but once I return to studio, absolutely, we'll be back taking those phone calls there. Aaron McGuire writes in, Roll Tide Roll. Appreciate that from Aaron McGuire. Happy to have him, in the building today. We got Brandon White right in Roll Tide. Appreciate that, Brandon White. Happy to have you in here. Dexter Wright comes in. Jalen Milroe could be a one-man show, people. I don't think Milroe will be the one-man show. He's got guys that are sticking around with him to support the Kalen DeBoer era. When you look at Tyler Booker sticking around, Devontae Smith sticking around, guys like Jihad Campbell sticking around, so many people locked in on Alabama. Offensive lineman Wilkin Formby tweeted out today or shared on X, that being social media, that he's locked in. You've got Ola saying Anin saying he's locked in. Jagan Mbakwe saying he's locked in. You got so many guys that have not jumped ship. They're staying put here with the Alabama football program. Yes, Jalen Milroe's the team captain. Yes, Jalen Milroe is one half of Lank. Let all naysayers know. We get that, absolutely. But there are other guys that have also decided they are not jumping ship. They are sticking with the program here. We got here Isaac West writes in, we are rocking with the players who want to be here, Roll Tide. Isaac, that goes back to what Marquise Mays said. You focus on the guys that are here. You focus on the guys with the script A on the shirt and that are bought into the program. Yes, you had guys leave and wish the best for them. But the guys that remain, those are the guys you hang your hat on. You hang your hat on those guys. Deshaun Lofton writes in, yes, offense is going to be lethal. With Kalen DeBoer, Ryan Grubb, James Shepard as wide receivers coach, Scott Huff as the O-line coach, this offense is going to be stunning. I'm excited to see what this offense puts together. And yes, it's going to be built on timing, going to be built on rhythm, accuracy in the passing game, all of these different things. And yes, there's going to be some aspects of Jalen Milroe's game that has to come up more. The timing on the short to intermediate routes into either side of the boundary, 10 to 15 yards. That's got to come up more from Milroe. But I look at if Grubb and DeBoer can fine-tune Milroe just an inch, y'all, how fun this offense is going to be. Kendall Inman writes in, I have been saying that all day, amen, brother, in terms of just everybody sticking together here with this team that you got here. Let's see here. We got Thu Hayes. I sure hope Julian saying isn't going to change his comment or his commitment. But Julian Sand's already signed. He's locked in. Julian Sand is already signed. There's nowhere he can go. He's already signed. Now, the main thing with Sand is going to be, if he's the real cream, he's got a shot to take it in spring ball if he's the real cream. I mean, I'm just saying, this spring is going to be so fun because of the fact that, yes, Jalen Milroe returns as starting quarterback, and we want to see him take even more leaps and bounds, but Kalen DeBoer doesn't know you from the next man. So if you're the best man for the job, you got a shot to take it right here in spring ball. Paul Bergens writes in, Roll Tide, Stephen, when the dust settles, we will have a united team that'll play for each other. That's the main thing, Paul. Having a team that will go to fight for their brother. Have a team that'll go to fight for this locker room. Have a team that'll go and fight for this program. That's the main thing. You can have all the NIL you want, but if you don't got no brotherhood, no togetherness, no fight for the locker room, do you really have something? That's the main thing. Do you really have something? And when the dust settles on all of this, I think Alabama's going to have a team that's going to fight for each other, that will fight for the brothers in that locker room, and most importantly, that will fight to give you, the Alabama fans, a football team that you will be jubilant about when they take the field in the fall, starting off with A-Day. Roll Tide and Rides Up writes back in, I'm just ready for regular football to get here. The players that are staying have a special relationship. Yes, they do. They have a special relationship. The players that are staying, they're bought in with their team. They are bought in with DeBoer. I'm turned up. Dexter Wright writes in, plans are 100,000 strong for A-Day. It needs to be. That stadium for A-Day should not have an empty seat. There should be no empty seat in the stadium for the A-Day game. None. Should be no empty seat. Place should be packed out. Nicholas Johnson writes in, this portal is a blessing and a curse. Either you want to play for the A or you just want a bag. Yes, the portal, Nicholas, is a blessing and a curse. It is. And Nick Saban warned us about it. He warned us. The portal would be a blessing and a curse. He warned us. NIL would be a blessing and a curse. But some listened, some did not. And that's where we stand as of right now. We got here, JD Long writes in, my condolences goes out to you and your family. JD, I appreciate it. So for all of you out there that don't know, I did suffer a loss, a death in the family on Tuesday. Yeah, on yesterday, I did suffer a death in the family. My uncle on my father's side, my Uncle Ricky, who I was very much so close to, did pass away on Tuesday morning. So I appreciate you, JD Long, for your condolences, and for all of you who send thoughts to me and prayers to me. I absolutely appreciate that. But it's absolutely fun to be able to be with you right here on this show. So we continue with thoughts right here. And this is HB98 writing in. Yes, sir, Brother Steve, agreed. The ex of Nick Saban has shown most of these young men were at Bama, has shown most of these young men were at Bama just for being at Bama. It showed on the field with the communication issues on both sides. Absolutely, HB, absolutely. We get to a few more of your comments rolling in here on the screen. We got Ryan Gunn here with the Lang, let all naysayers go. So you got Lang, let them all know, and Lang, let them all go. We got catchphrases for the ages, y'all. Catchphrases for the ages. GT18, I'm feeling the Bama pride from the players who believe and are standing for the right things. Couldn't be prouder. Happy for those young men who have stuck around. Happy for those young men that have stuck around. Ephraim Davis, Roll Tide, everyone, everywhere. Appreciate you, Ephraim Davis. We got Philip Key right near. Devontae Smith just posted on Twitter or X that big news is coming a minute ago. Devontae, he's probably posting that somebody could be coming in. He's probably posting somebody could be coming in. Devontae Smith writing in. If they're not staying at Alabama, we can do without, those guys on the team. So Devontae Smith has shown you that he's sticking around. Crimson CB Tide writes in, telling my son that Muro threw the 4th and 1 gravedigger pass to himself. Crimson CB Tide saying that, telling his boy, hey, Muro threw it to himself and caught it to himself on the gravedigger play there. Wow. I mean, hey, that's something. That's something. Muro threw it to himself and caught himself. That's something right there. We got Ty Alexander with that 9.99 in the super chats. Appreciate that from Ty Alexander. Get those 3 hearty meals, my guy. Steven, you're the man. I appreciate that, Ty. I'm definitely getting those 3 hearty meals, though. Shout out to my wife there. Definitely getting those 3 hearty meals in there. Star Trek Kid 205, Roll Tide, Steven. Have you heard rumors of that Justice Haynes plan on entering the transfer portal? I have not heard that on Justice. I have not heard that. And I don't see Justice doing that. I have not heard that, and I don't see Justice doing that, especially with how he's going to eat here in this offense. Demetrius D. Maynard, Sr., Roll Tide. Steven, appreciate Demetrius writing in, but I have not heard that on Justice Haynes. Absolutely not. So we're going to continue your thoughts here on this show. We go to Timothy Davis with that $4.99 in the super chats. Timothy Davis showing love here. Appreciate that from my man Timothy, Big Tim. And then we got Marcus Adams. Marcus Adams writing in with a Roll Tide roll when the dust settles. Bama will be Bama. As long as Saban's still walking those halls, there'll still be some things to get right around here with that $10 donation. Appreciate Marcus there writing in and all of you giving the condolences for the loss of my uncle. I appreciate Lakeitha Williams, RIP. So sorry to hear that, Stephen. I appreciate that from Lakeitha. Mark Armstrong writing in, Stephen. So sorry for your loss, buddy. I appreciate that, Mark. Uncle, much better place now. Monica Petaway, oh no, sending my condolences to you and your family. I appreciate the love they're coming from every single last one of you guys. But definitely cared about Unc there. But one thing about Unc, he was a huge Bama fan, and he would want me to be doing this show on this evening. So definitely in the honor of him, I'm going to be doing this show on this evening because he die-hard Bama fan, my Uncle Ricky was. And we had so many conversations about this team. But we're going to get into the first topic of the conversation right here. We're going to get into that right now on the show. You guys continue to get your thoughts in here. So the first topic of conversation is Alabama is at a crossroad. with this brand new college football regime that's happening right now. And the reason why Bama's at a crossroad is, for a lot of the guys that have transferred out, we've all asked the question, why did this player leave? Why did they transfer? Why did they go elsewhere? What's going on? Like why is the Alabama program losing so many players? And to me, it's, did they come for the history, the culture, the pageantry of the program, or did they come because of just Coach Saban, right? That's the question you have to ask yourself. And you got to think about this. For the first time in 17 years, Alabama is in a situation where it's never been there before, right? The stability that you had for 17 years with Nick Saban. Coaches would come and go, players would come and go, but you always had Saban at the forefront as the head coach for 17 years, right? And so players came for Saban. They didn't necessarily come for the script A. They didn't come for the history. They didn't come for the pageantry. They didn't come for the culture. They came because Nick Saban's there. He's going to put me in the NFL draft. He's going to prepare me to one day play pro ball. He's going to help me become an All-American and fulfill my dreams as a college football athlete. They didn't come for just the love of Alabama football. They came for Coach Saban. And when Coach Saban decided to retire, the mindset became, is Bama really Bama without Coach Saban? Is the script A, does it really have the luster? Does it really mean what it says it means without Coach Saban? Is Bama really the dominant force of college football without Coach Saban? Does Roll Tide really even mean what it means without Coach Saban? This is what's going through the minds of these players and these recruits, for that matter, some who have backed off their commitment to the University of Alabama, right? That's what's going through these kids' minds right now. And because of the fact that Coach Saban retired or stepped aside from coaching, he's still in the facility, but because he stepped aside from coaching, a lot of these players feel like, if Nick Saban's not wearing the whistle around his neck, if Nick Saban's not giving me the butt chewings on the field, if Nick Saban is not wearing the straw hat out there coaching me, if it's not Coach Saban out there, why am I here? That's what a lot of these players are thinking right now. And it hurts to say that. And it hurts to feel like that. But that's what's going through a lot of these players' minds. And that's why they chose not to hear out the vision of King and DeBoer, but to hop in the NCAA transfer portal and go elsewhere, because it really doesn't matter what the vision King and DeBoer has. If you have players that are just focused on, I just want to play for Saban, not Alabama, but Saban, it doesn't matter what King and DeBoer tells you, you're not going to listen to it if you're not trying to play for that guy. You're trying to play for Coach Saban. So this is some of these kids nowadays, they're not committed to play for a program. They're committed to play for a coach. And if that coach becomes removed, if that coach goes elsewhere, if that coach steps to the side, then that player's mindset becomes different. It's, let me go elsewhere. Not let me stay and compete because I still love the program. It's that coach is no longer there. Let me go elsewhere. And then you have the NIL part of this crossroad, where it's, as much as the purists can't stand this, and I put myself in that too. I'm a bit of a purist when it comes to college football. When so many people were saying the players are getting paid, it's NIL, they're going to benefit off their name, image, and likeness. This is so good. This is so good. This was so good. I was one of the few that said, hold up, I don't see this is all the way good. I was one of the few that said, hold up, red flag, caution, red tape. I don't like something about this. And now we're seeing it. And we're seeing it because of the fact that now college football has become less about the love and the pageantry and the enjoyment of the game and playing for your teammates and for your brother and winning championships and fostering relationships. Now it's all about the NIL collective. How big is the bag? How much are you paying and how fast can I get to it? That's what it's become now. It's not about the love of the game. It's not about winning championships. It's not about fostering relationships and the camaraderie and being a part of a locker room that's together. Oh, no. It's how big is your NIL collective? How big is your bag? How big is the money tree? And how fast can I get to it, right? But that's what it is. And when that's become the day and age of college football, now you're telling your NIL collective, hey, we got to pony it up to keep these players. I mean, and that's what Alabama may have to do now for its NIL collective. In order to keep some of your top players, you're going to have to pony up on the NIL. I mean, that's what's happening now. These players are looking for the BBD now, the bigger, better deal. It never used to be that way, but now it's that way now. Whole new era of college football. And you got Texas, who's got their own set of rules there where money is concerned, and you may not be able to compete with the Texas NIL, but the Georgia NIL, the Florida State NIL, the Ohio State NIL, the Clemson, they even doing NIL. But these other programs that got NIL collectives out there, Bama got to come with it. Bama has got to come with it. We don't like it. We don't like it one bit. But in this new age of college football where it's NIL, this is what we have to do. In order to keep your top guys, in order to keep your top players, you have to pony the money up. You have to. Bama is at a crossroad where you look at A, you got to pony up the NIL to keep your top players, and then B, who is here for Bama and who is just here for Coach Saban. You got to get back to recruiting kids that grew up super Bama fans, not just fans of a coach. Yes, the coach is important. Yes, the coach matters. But you got to get back to getting kids that Bama is all they know, regardless of who the coach is. The culture, the program, the script A is all they know. That's what you got to get back to. At one point in time, you were recruiting kids to come to Bama because daddy went here, I got to go here. Mama went here, grandmama went here, uncle went here, big cuz went here. I got to go here. It run deep. I got to go here. You got to get back to recruiting those kids where the Bama program, the tradition, the pageantry, it means something to them. But we're going to take a quick break here to get a word from our partners at Alumni Hall. And then when we get back, we're going to go right into more of your topics, or more of your comments, more of your concerns here in the chat line. But let's get a word here from our partners at Alumni Hall. We're out here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa. Oh, yeah, oh, man. Gotta get this. Gotta get one of these right here. Can't rock that Bama without this shirt right here, fresh polo. You gotta also rock the all pink, like Kanye West right there. Keychains, gotta get you some keychains. University of Alabama keychains. I'm telling you, if you are a die-hard Alabama fan and you're looking for some big-time apparel, this place has got everything. We're talking shirts, shoes, sweatshirts, hoodies, cups, mugs, keychains. If you're just a Tide fan that has an itch to get more apparel, get more swag in your game, you come right here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa, right here in Midtown Village. And also you can shop online. The link is in the description to get your gear right here at Alumni Hall. We also have new, fresh, exclusive TDA gear you can get right now at Alumni Hall. That's in store or online. Hit that link in the description and search Touchdown Alabama to view all of the available gear. Hurry and get yours before they're sold out. Absolutely. Get that gear right there. Alumni Hall, we appreciate all that they do, partnering up here with Touchdown Alabama magazine. But we continue with your thoughts here in the comment section here. We're getting your comments right now on the show. We got to get my man Jimmy Cash Money Clay dropping in that $50 donation. 50 coming from Jimmy Clay. And he writes in, Coach Saban and Montana Fouts, enough said. So that daily super chat go $100 daily. Super chat go $100 right there. We appreciate all of you guys helping us out on the show. And got to show some love to Run the Table Sports TV with that $9.99 in the super chats. Run the Table Sports TV. He's got Steve. I've posted enough videos, documentaries, highlight reels of the guys that left us. Done. My focus from here on out will be the dogs that stayed and paid their dues. Roll Tide. The people that stayed and paid their dues, hey, keep them in here. Let the focus be on the ones that stayed and paid the dues here. Absolutely. We got Efron Davis right saying, Stephen M., why are there roaches in the chat, aka trolls? You know what? We welcome all. We welcome all. We welcome all commerce. You don't need my own words, man. Bama fans, trolls, we welcome all commerce right here. So come on in. Be respectful. Come on in. We welcome all right here. Roll Tide and Rise Up with the script A was there way before Saban, and it will be long here. It'll be here. It will be long after he and all of us are gone. The script A, Roll Tide and Rise Up, is the big thing. Playing for the script A on your chest. Have that support for the players that play here before the script A here on your chest there. Let's see here. We got Stephen Burton writes in, I love Alabama football. Stephen, we appreciate you right here. We appreciate you right here on the show. We got Sharon Marie writes in, there was a Bama before Nick Saban. It was. There was an Alabama football before Nick Saban. Yes, Saban took it to a different level, but there was a Bama football before Coach Saban got in here. We got Ronald Burkins writing in, can't keep losing our superstar players and hope to compete at an elite level. Let's be reasonable for the next few years and lower our expectations. Ronald, yes, the expectations have to be tempered back. Yes, they have to be tempered back here because you're losing players at the transfer portal. Bama fans need to go into the season without any expectations at all. And let's just be surprised by what King and DeBoer does. Let's not enter the fall with any type of expectations. Let's go in here. Let's support what King and DeBoer does. Let's get behind the players that stayed, that stuck around. Let's see what he's able to put out there on the field in terms of the product. If it even going back to spring, pack out Brian Denny for the spring game. This should be an A-Day game where it should be it should be standing room only. There should not be an empty seat inside BDS this April. It should not be. Everything is going to be new. It's going to be different in there. Show that support to these players, to your team, starting off here with the spring game here. Let's see. Travis B writes in, don't forget to join the Alabama NIL Collective. Oh, absolutely. If you're trying to keep the top players there in a day and age in college football where you have to, they're going after NIL Collective now. Once again, we don't like it. I don't like it myself. Can't stand it. But this is where we are. This is where we are in college football. So if this is where we are in college football, you got to be able to adjust here. We got Brenda Banks writing in. Hi, Stephen. Roll Tide. Appreciate you, Brenda, writing in here on the show. Here we go. We got, hold on, let's get this right here. We got Stephen Burton with Roll Tide. Stephen, need you repping all the Bama football news. We're going to be doing that. Speaking of all the Bama football news, shouts out to Bama men's basketball beating Missouri on yesterday. That was a good win. And you had King and DeBoer in the house for that one. Bama men's basketball improving to 4-0 in conference play. There's that $50 donation from Jimmy Clay. Had to roll up and get that one right there on the screen. Appreciate Jimmy Clay helping us out right there. We go back to GT18 who says, Stephen, any word on a linebackers coach, or is Womack and Roach going to do linebackers too? Well, now, right now, Robert Bala is still in Tuscaloosa. So Robert Bala is still the inside linebackers coach. Outside linebackers coach, that could be Kane Womack right there. Outside linebackers coach, that could be Kane Womack. That could be his spot right there. That could be Womack's spot right there. We'll see. But inside linebackers coach, Robert Bala, is still here. I've heard nothing to the sort that he has left yet. So outside linebackers coach, that could be where Kane Womack ends up. Sam writes in, you mean to tell me that Antonio Kite is transferring to Auburn? Yes. Antonio Spooty Kite, defensive back for Alabama, has transferred to Auburn out of the portal. This is legit. So Antonio Kite transferred to Auburn. I know it's wild, it's crazy, but yes, Antonio Kite transferred to Auburn. Let's see here. We got Stephen Burton. Stephen, do you know about Noah Carter? Not quite yet. I will be doing some digging here on Noah pretty soon here, but not quite yet. But as I do some digging, Stephen, I will definitely get back to you on that. Jeremy Sanders writes in, Kite wasn't going to see the field. Antonio Kite had a shot there. I mean, he was going to battle with Damani Jackson for one of those two spots there at corner. I think Spooty Kite had a shot there. But then also you got to think the Muhammad kid, the corner from Washington, is expected to visit Alabama this weekend. So maybe because the Muhammad kid's coming in to visit, maybe that pushed Spooty Kite the portal. Not quite sure. But I think the Muhammad kid coming in for a visit here, I think that was the thing that may have pushed Spooty Kite to the portal. But Ask Bama Girl 26 writing in Roll Tide fam. Appreciate Ask Bama Girl 26 giving her thoughts here on the show thus far. We'll continue with our thoughts here, with your thoughts here on the show. A lot of comments rolling in. Appreciate all of you. Stephen Barton writing in here. Stephen and TDA need to be knocking off these implant Bama content, Bama football creators. We're just doing the best that we can to give you guys all the Bama football news. We're keeping it around the clock as much as we can, giving you all the Bama football news right here. Let's see here. Jeremy Sanders writes in, Mercedes sponsorship would be helpful. It would be. A Mercedes sponsorship would be helpful. Would definitely be helpful. Would be. So Mercedes, if you're listening, there you go. Here's with that sponsorship, Mercedes. Run the Table Sports TV with that $9.99 in the Super Chats. Appreciate Run the Table Sports TV right there. He writes in, they don't realize that Kalen DeBoer's record as a coach is 129-12. He's a proven dog that's willing to take on the challenge head on. Let him cook. We have a young staff that's ready. Kalen DeBoer has a record of 129-12. Absolutely. He has been a winner everywhere he has been. He has built programs. He has created culture. What he did with Washington, 2021, Huskies were a train wreck at 4-8. Turn them around in 2 years. Went 25-3 under DeBoer the last 2 years. 14 wins last year. Won the Pac-12 championship. Got to the college football playoff national championship game. DeBoer's a really good head coach. Really good head coach here. So we will see as he continues to build right here. We have a question coming from Aaron Bell. Did Smith and Quay into the portal? I don't think James Smith and Quay Russo into the portal. I don't have news on that yet, but I don't think they have entered the portal at all. I do not think that they've entered the portal. So we'll continue that, but I think they have remained right here in Alabama. They have not even been mentioned of hitting the portal. Those two have not even mentioned hitting the portal at all. So Smith and Russo are not in the transfer portal. Both of those two have a shot to really, truly ball out this year on the defensive side of the football. But continue getting your thoughts in. Brian Disrochus writes in, yes, it is 104-12 on the 129-12, but it is 104-12. That is DeBoer's record, 104-12 as a head coach. We now have Siobhan Pompey in here. Siobhan with Roll Tide fam. The good thing about our new coach, he knows how to win. So bye-bye to anyone who leaves. You will be sorry. The new coach, Kagan DeBoer, a record of 104-12. He knows how to win. He's built a winning culture everywhere he's been at. He was at the Alabama men's basketball game. He said the standard is still Alabama, and he's putting in work right now, not just putting the staff together, but keeping a lot of these players here as on the roster. But we're actually going to jump into, folks, topic number 2 here of the conversation. Let's get into that here. You guys are still getting your thoughts in. We appreciate all of you helping us out on the show. But topic number 2 here would be, so what do the additions of guys like Kane Womack and Maurice Linguist mean for the Tide's defense? Kagan DeBoer has made some huge coaching moves of late. According to several reports, you got Kane Womack coming in here, former head coach of South Alabama, spent time with Coach DeBoer at Indiana. He's coming in here as the defensive coordinator. And then you got Maurice Linguist from Buffalo, but he does have SEC ties. He spent time at Texas A&M. He spent time at Texas A&M, and also another program. I think Ole Miss was the other. Mississippi State. He was at Mississippi State as the safeties coach, and then he was at Texas A&M 2018 and 2019 as a cornerbacks coach. So Linguist and Kane Womack both have SEC ties. They both can recruit the South. This is big here for Kane and DeBoer. Starting off with Kane Womack, I mean, this is a dude that played in the SEC, y'all. Played at Arkansas, was a fullback, 2005, 2006, before finishing up his career at Southern Miss. He was at Ole Miss as a GA and a safeties coach, as well. So he's got ties here to the SEC. Kane Womack, the South Alabama region, I mean, he's big in recruiting. Kids vibe with him, love him out there on the recruiting trail. So he's got ties to the state of Alabama. He's got ties to the SEC. His defense, these players should have a lot of success in running a 4-2-5 defense. Indiana had a lot of success with this defense of Kane Womack. South Alabama had a top 15 defense in the nation with this set here ran by Kane Womack. So I think the additions of both of these two guys, they can recruit, they can coach, they can develop. This is big here for Coach DeBoer. And that they're going to get these kids in, they're going to teach them the right way, show them the right way, have the right kind of energy walking in here. So the additions of Womack and Linguist are huge. My thing is going to be and I've said this for quite some time, as much as I like Freddie Roach, and I do, I feel like he's coached out of position for a long time. I would love for Alabama to move Freddie Roach to outside linebackers and then go out there and get a real deal defensive line developer. That's what I'd love to get. Not saying that Freddie Roach has not done a good job on the defensive line. He's done some good with Tim Keenan and Justin Boygby and Jaheim Otis and helping out in the development of guys like Jamarian Latham and James Smith and Tim Smith. He's done some good things. I'm not saying he's been terrible because he's not. I'm just saying, like, I watched the Bo Davis defensive lines just destroy people, y'all. I watched the Bo Davis defensive lines when you looked at Terrence Mount Cody and Marcel Darius and Nick Gentry and Damian Square and Ashawn Robinson and Jaron Reed and Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne. And those guys were monsters, y'all. Those were pure monsters. And Bo Davis had all of them and coached all of them and developed all of them. And mostly all of them became first-round picks? So that's what I miss. Not saying Freddie Roach has not done a good job. He has, but when you cover the Bo Davis era, and you saw the creatures that Bo Davis was putting in the NFL, you missed that. And so for me, that's the thing. If Bama could take Freddie Roach and kind of shift him back to linebackers and then get you a defensive line developer inside the building, that's what I would like to see. But, and just wrapping up here with Kane Womack and Maurice Linguist, I like both hires. They both can recruit at an exceptional level. They both got ties to the SEC. Womack's got ties to the state of Alabama, coaching at South Alabama. This is going to be very good for the Crimson Tide in the recruiting aspect and the developing aspect. But we jump back now into the chat line to grab your comments here on the show. Appreciate all of you guys for helping us out here. We got Siobhan Pompey with that $9.99 in the super chat. Siobhan Pompey helping us out on the show. Nicholas Johnson writes in, I'm a Mobile native and a South Alabama alum. And trust me, Coach Womack knows how to coach defense. Numbers improved every year he was at South. Well, there you go. Nicholas Johnson telling you right there. From Mobile, he went to South Alabama, spent time around Coach Womack. There you go. Jay Scott writes in, Steven, I'm feeling good and have high expectations for this upcoming year until proven differently. This college football landscape has changed and is continuing to change. Yes, college football, Jay Scott, is evolving. And even though purists like myself, at times we may not like what's going on, what's happening, you got to get with the program sometimes. You just got to get with the program. We continue with the rest of your thoughts here. Ted Turner writes in, Bama still SEC champions over Georgia last time I checked. Yes, that's correct, Ted Turner. Bama dethroned Georgia, kept them from three-peating, and they have a national championship, and they have an SEC, and they got that in the SEC championship game. Absolutely, Ted Turner. You are correct. You are absolutely correct here. Here we go. We got here Brandon White writes in, it speaks volumes that DeBoer was able to pull two head coaches from their jobs to become co-DCs. Womack just led South Alabama to their first bowl win in school history. It does speak volumes. And Coach Womack said himself, he and Kalen DeBoer have a special relationship. Womack wanted this opportunity. He said that there's not a lot of people he trusts in this industry, but DeBoer is one of the guys that he trusts, a good friend, a dear friend. He wanted this opportunity with Coach DeBoer, and now Womack and DeBoer have a chance to do this. So this is going to be outstanding to check this out in this upcoming season. So here we go. Ephraim Davis writing in, 100,000 strong, A-Day game, April 2024, 100,000 strong. Come support the Crimson Tide football. So Ephraim Davis is already getting the get the support thing going. Get out here, support your Crimson Tide in the A-Day game coming up this spring here. Sharon Marie writes in Mount Cody, going back to my reference of the guys that Bo Davis had during his time with the defensive line. Let's see here. We got Ted Nass. I don't understand how y'all are not more mad at Saban. The way he left, how he left, he really messed up your program. I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say Saban messed up the program. I mean, he was not going to coach forever. He's 72. I mean, he was not going to coach forever. Selfishly, we would have loved him to coach forever, but we all knew he was not going to coach forever. Now, would we have wanted maybe more hints out there that this past season would have been his last season? Sure. But we all knew he was not going to coach forever. So I'm not going to say that Saban messed up the program. Absolutely not. We're going to continue here with more of your thoughts on the show. Appreciate all of you guys here. Stephen Burton writes in, Carter is 6'3", 215 pounds, ranked number 10 edge rusher, committed to Washington, getting out of his NIL to come to 6'5", 215-pound edge rusher. Okay. I will definitely keep my eyes on Noah Carter then. Now, he may have to get up to about 240 pounds, maybe 235, but 6'3", 215-pound edge rusher. I will definitely keep my eyes on that young man. Absolutely. Appreciate that from Stephen Burton coming in here. Let's see. Let's get to more of your thoughts here. We got my man Renardo Edwards with that $25 donation. Renardo Edwards. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that from Renardo Edwards. Once again, we take on all. We take on the trolls. We take on the fans. We take on everybody in here. Appreciate everybody helping us out here on the show. Appreciate everybody. Let's see. We got here D. Pickett writing in, Bama hasn't had a first-round defensive lineman in a long time. D, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, D. And like I said, Freddie Roach has been good. He's been good, but you haven't had that first-round D lineman in a while, in a long time. That's why I'm saying, could you look at possibly moving Freddie back to outside linebackers and getting a true defensive line developer in the program? That's just my thoughts. Those just my thoughts. We'll see. Those just my thoughts. Eric D. writes in, Steven, do we really need another edge rusher? You don't necessarily need one because you got Keanu Cole, and you got Keon Keeley, and you got Quandarius Robinson, and you got Jeremiah Alexander, and you got Yanze Pierre. You got a lot of guys. So you don't necessarily need one, but, I mean, could you use one? You could use one, but you don't necessarily need one. But, like I said, you could use one. We shall see. But appreciate all of you guys writing in. And here we go. We got Jay Scott with that $9.99. Dropping that in. Appreciate that from Jay Scott. Appreciate Jay. He writes in, Coach DeBoer, you are making good moves. Let's go, RTR. Coach DeBoer is making good moves. Appreciate all of you guys writing in and all of you guys super chatting. James Henry with that $2 donation. Appreciate that from James Henry. What position coaches we need to fill? I think the last one is outside linebackers coach. I think that's the last one. Outside linebackers coach. I believe that's the last one needing to be filled. Is the outside linebackers coach. But appreciate all of y'all dropping in the donations, having the support. We appreciate every single last one of you showing us the love here, the love on the show. Absolutely. So we're going to get into final topic of conversation right here on the show as you guys are continuing to get thoughts in, get your comments, and I appreciate all of you. The final topic here of conversation, I'm going to say this, and the reason why I brought this topic up is, remember when Coach Saban first got to Alabama in 2007, right? He wasn't a Bama guy. I mean, he spent 4 years, 5 years with an SEC program. That was LSU, 2000 to 2004. Remember, when Saban first came to the SEC, he was an outsider. Remember, he was an outsider when he first came. And when he came to Bama, I mean, he wasn't a Bama guy. Remember, Bama was looking at what? Rich Rodriguez, Steve Spurrier, whose name was thrown out there. Bobby Bowden, I think his name was thrown out there. So many names were thrown out there before you landed on Nick Saban. And remember, Saban's first year, Alabama went 7-6. And people were like, did we hire the right guy? Is Saban really the right guy? I don't know if we got the right guy in here. He went 7-6. But then, all Saban needed was one recruit to believe in him. All Saban needed was one recruit to believe in him, and then everything turned around. 2008 class, Saban got Julio Jones, the #1 player in the state, arguably the #1 player in the country, to believe in him. Y'all remember that? Because back then, Auburn was owning the coast in recruiting. If Nick Saban did not get Julio Jones, what could have happened? We could be looking at a whole different ball game here. When Julio Jones said yes to Nick Saban, a lot of us started to think, maybe Saban is the real deal. Maybe Saban is the guy. Maybe Saban is the coach. If Julio trusts him, let's all buy in. If Julio says yes, let's all get with the program. If Julio says yes, let's all ride with Coach Saban. Julio's yes made everybody okay with Coach Saban being the guy. So how fitting is it that decades later, almost 2 decades later, Kalen DeBoer is in the same situation? You got Ryan Williams, the #1 player in the state. You got Ryan Williams, arguably the #1 player in the country. You got Ryan Williams, the most gifted, talented player to come from this state since Julio Jones. And now Ryan Williams, if Kalen DeBoer, Ryan Williams is expected to visit Alabama this week. If Kalen DeBoer can get Ryan Williams back on board and back committed to Bama, he will do for him what Julio did for Nick Saban. If Ryan Williams gets back on board, then people are going to say, hold on now. Maybe this Kalen DeBoer hire wasn't bad as we thought it was. Hold on now. Maybe this Kalen DeBoer hire's got some promise to it. Hold on now. Maybe this Kalen DeBoer hire may mean something. If he gets Ryan Williams back on board, you're going to have a lot of people going, this was the good hire. This was the right hire. To me, that's all he's got to do right now to me. Right now to me, if Kalen DeBoer can get Ryan Williams back on board for this 2024 class, it will have the same effect that Julio Jones had on Coach Saban when Julio gave his yes to Alabama back in 2008. It will have that exact same effect. I wholeheartedly feel that way. So that's the big thing. I think if you're Coach DeBoer, you get Ryan Williams back on board, and you see where this thing goes to from here. But man, I'm excited to see how this could transpire. For Bama Nation, as always, folks, you want the best in news, notes, information, coverage on your favorite program, that being the Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store. If you got the Android phone for your audio needs, check us out. iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, Google Play, iHeartRadio. We got you covered right there. I appreciate all of you checking out the show tonight from the home location. Again, hopefully Friday we'll be back in studio, but appreciate the comments, appreciate the conversation through the comments, everybody sitting in the donations, the super chats. You guys make this show what it is, even in a whirlwind of uncertainty going on with Alabama football. I'm giving you the Crimson Tide content. So appreciate every last one of you. Till next time, folks, husbands love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children, you guys continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, a legitimate thing there to not be bored. Be sure to get yourself those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Until next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words. You guys have a great night.